Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia Legends. We are entering Arcadia in order to pick up another crew member here, which we're filling out quite nicely, actually. So one more time we get to hear this theme. I promise I'm not just coming here for that. We do have things to do, and I won't dilly-dally around as much as I would like to. So we'll just run in, basically get Hans and our crew, and then head back out. You know, it's amazing how many times we have to come back into this place for stuff. You know, because if you remember, we picked up, I believe her name was Marita, the Jester, actually. We picked her up not too long ago, and now we're coming back for yet another crew member. Alright, so Hans is up here. Oh, Mr. Weiss, I'm finished with my job as a factory technician. I'm ready to join the crew of the Delphinus, like we agreed. Alright, Hans, it'll be great to have you aboard. Thank you, sir. I won't let you down, Captain Weiss. Nice. Alright, so there Hans joins our crew as an engineer. And he's going to be working alongside Brabham, which I'm sure he's definitely excited for. So alright, let's check out our crew real quick just to see how we're doing. As you can see, we've filled out every position I think we have already. But we've got a few more standby guys to pick up here. So we're making pretty good progress, though. Alright, so now all that's left to do is to head back out and head over to the east. Now, along the way, we're going to be making a stop at Sailor's Island, kind of in that region. We're going to have a couple things to do. Obviously, we need to drop off our Moonfish, because it's been quite a while since we've done that. I'm pretty sure so long, in fact, that most of the stuff we're going to get is going to be outdated by this point, but oh well, that's how it goes. And we're also going to have another side quest coming up pretty soon. That's going to give us our third and final Abric Cham, so there's some pretty cool stuff to look forward to. But for now, say goodbye to Arcadia, probably for the last time. I doubt we'll ever be back. So, it's been fun, but we got other stuff to do now. Alright, so to the east. Now this time we have a little bit more freedom, since we can go through sky rifts and rock walls and basically everything. We're going to be passing through the Pirate Isle Shrine Island region, and like I said, we're going to be making a stop here at Sailor's Island next. So slightly to the north, and we'll be good to go. And it's so nice to not have to go back through the South Ocean. The good thing is, if you were going back through the South Ocean, the wind would actually be with you. So, I mean, that would speed you up a little bit, but still, I mean, that place is so annoying to go through. Alright, so onwards we go. There's a lot of sky rifts around here for some reason. It seems like a bunch of them overlap here, so it could be a little bit confusing if you're not just like pointed in the right direction. And alright, well, it looks like we made it. This is going to be Sailor's Isle right here. Now let's see, before we go there, I think I'm going to turn in the Moonfish first, just because we can. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we might actually get some more story about Ramirez here, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Alright, so hey Doc, what's up? It's been a long time since we saw you. So let's feed the bird a Moonfish. Man, that thing's big. Alright, so first off, we get the ghost mail, which I believe, again, is probably outdated by now. Alright, and next we get the Sword of Dakat. That might be better, it might not, I don't know, we'll have to see. Then after that, we get the gold bullion. I believe that's just something to sell for money. Uh-oh, looks like it's getting ready to go into another form. Man, that thing goes crazy. And whoa, check that thing out, it's floating. It looks like it's being held up by its, like, curly thing on top of its head there. That's kind of cool. And we also get a much more zoomed out camera view here. You can tell this guy's going to get even larger before we're done. Alright, so let's see what we get this time. And we received the Constitution Gem. Might be a decent accessory, we'll have to check it out. Oh, if you look, it's actually got little wings over there on the side. That's a different camera angle they give you there. Alright, and this time we get the defensive aura. Now, it looks like that's it, and I think we're going to go into another scene here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Weiss. Piccolo says thank you, too. Wow, look at that thing. Oh my gosh. His name is Piccolo, huh? Cute name. Tell him that I'll bring him even more Moonfish next time, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Maria can actually talk to that bird? Sure seems like it. I don't know for sure, though. But either way, it looks like they understand each other on some level. Now that I think about it, even her older sister... Doc? I'm sorry, I was lost in thought. Doc, please, tell me about Ramirez, when you first knew him. I must know. I need to know what happened to him, what changed him so. Sounds like you got some pretty personal reasons for wanting to know. Very well. I told you about how Ramirez and I met, right? Well, soon after that, we were sent to Ixtaka, just after Valua had begun to occupy the area. What's wrong, Ramirez? Ever since we got to Ixtaka, you've looked troubled. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Well, if I may speak freely, I feel that Valua is wrong in its ways, in the way it treats the Ixtakans. Hey, wait a minute there, Ramirez. Putting the people into slavery, forcing them to mine for moonstones, and all for Valua's profit, it's horrible. Ramirez, you're absolutely right. I, as a father of two, feel the same way. I feel a sadness deep in my heart for the plight of the people of Ixtaka. How's this, then? I'll personally express these grievances to the Empress herself. Let me deal with it, Ramirez. Thank you, my lord. One day, we ran into Admiral Galshan in Ixtaka. Back then, Lord Galshan was still just another admiral in the Armada, but stories of his military prowess were spreading rapidly. Actually, the reason why Valua had so easily conquered Ixtaka and occupied it was due to the great military feats of Lord Galshan. Of course, Ramirez went straight to Galshan, being the root of all the evils in Ixtaka. Lord Galshan, how can you treat the Ixtakans like this? It's despicable. Ramirez, you can't talk like that to an admiral. Stay out of this, Doc. This has nothing to do with you. And no matter what happens, I know Admiral Mendoza will stand up for me. Admiral Mendoza? Fool. What did you say? How dare you speak ill of Admiral Mendoza? I will not stand here and let you tarnish his honor. It was not Mendoza that I called a fool. It is you, boy, who follow him so blindly that is the fool. What did you say? People are not to be trusted. Depend on a person too much and they will betray your trust sooner or later. I only believe in power. Power will never betray you. And that is why I search this land for an even greater power. And if such a power exists, I swear it shall be mine. You will someday understand the meaning of my words. When that day comes, I will be awaiting you. That was the first time Ramirez and Galshan had ever met. If I'd only stopped Ramirez back then, things may have turned out much differently. Uncle Doc?
All right.
Wait a second, Maria. I'll be right there. Ever since she started talking again, Maria stopped using that Belle, and now she calls me by name. Apparently, again, Maria is saying that. They do that a lot in this game for some reason. And it always makes me feel weak in the knees whenever she calls me Uncle. I'm such a sucker for those pretty little eyes. Alright, we'll get out of your way. You're probably busy anyway. We'll talk more about Ramirez some other time, okay? Sure thing. And don't forget to bring more Moonfish. Of course. Alright, so there you go. A little bit more about Ramirez. I'm telling you, this backstory is actually pretty cool. I love hearing kind of little pieces about it, throughout the game. It's pretty neat. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, we're going to head back to Sailor's Isle. We've got a couple things to pick up here, nothing really too big. Alright, so let's head into the guild real quick. Basically, this is the only stop we're going to make. I mean, there's nothing really too important. We might stop by the inn real quick, though. Oh, it's you. You're Vice to Dashing. Welcome to the Sailors Guild. It's an honor. Yeah, I'm sure is. Alright, so we get some money for the XNS Demons. I know that was like so long ago. We can also sell some discovery information. I believe we've got quite a bit. So this should fill up our wallet pretty nicely. So let's just mash the button. Yeah, you can see all this stuff from Yafutoma we can sell. Apparently at this point he's heard rumors of most of these things, so we don't get quite as much money from them. But as you can see, we're back up over 100,000 gold, so that's really good. And we can also check out the wanted list. Doesn't look like there's anything more, but there's only a few more, so cool. Alright, so let's get out of here. And of course, as we try to leave, we're going to get yet another black spot. Message from the Angel of Death, so yeah, we're going to have to take care of that. That's actually what we're going to be doing next, which is why I said we might stop by the hotel. So let's see if we need some healing here. Not really. We can just we can just use a sacrum and be good, so I'm not going to bother actually sleeping. Alright, so let's head back out. And now, like I said before, we're going to be taking care of that black spot and having another battle with Piastel, so we're going to head east once we get out. Actually, it's to the west, so let's go that way. mean, she's in the same place she always is. She doesn't move, so... Get the fish. 4, that's not too bad. So yeah, she's sailing around out here. Again, it's probably a good idea to save before you do this, so I'm going to make sure to. Alright, so let's do this. Vice, today is the day that I take your life. Hey, now you just wait a second there. You mind telling us exactly why you hate Vice so much? I despise all air pirates. That's why I became a hunter of you despicable people. It all started 7 years ago, when my family was brutally murdered by air pirates. And that is where I saw you, Vice, among the air pirate scum that took my family from me. You've got to be mistaken. We're blue rogues. We'd never do something like that. Silence. Blue, black, you're all the same. You all deserve to die. My only purpose in life since then has been to deliver justice to the air pirates that destroyed my life. Vice, it's time for me to have my revenge. Have at you.
On guard.
Alright, so yet another battle with Piastel. Things are definitely getting personal now. We'll have to hear more about this story, hopefully after we're finished.
I will avenge my father.
But for now, we've got a fight on our hands. Alright, so let's do this. Now, we've got, again, Piastel and her Death Hound. She can use Eternace, which, if you're unlucky, can kill your entire party in one shot. So we're going to be keeping up Delta Shield pretty much throughout its entirety. She's also got some, I think she has a new special move called Deluge that actually does a ton of damage to a single target. So we're also going to be keeping up Justice Shield throughout pretty much this entire fight. This might be a decent candidate to use one of your Aura of Valors if you still have one left. I may go ahead just because, you know, just to kind of make things faster. So we'll do that. We'll put up a Delta Shield. We'll use a, let's see, a Glyph of Might here on Vice, because he's obviously going to be our main attacker. And we're going to keep up Justice Shield.
May righteousness be our shield.
And I didn't skip it. Wow, you got to be really quick with the start button on that one. Alright, so now we're all protected. And yeah, here's Deluge.
Take this.
Oh, alright, so it's an all-targeting thing. Alright, I was a little bit wrong on that. That didn't do too much damage, thankfully, since we were all kind of guarding. And, of course, we'll guard against that Noxus. The poison would be annoying here. Alright, so there's our Aura of Valor. We're all maxed out. Hopefully this Prophecy might take out the Death Hound. I'm not sure. We may have to do another turn of attacking on it, but then once we do that, we can just focus on Piastel, and it shouldn't be too bad. Before I do this, though, yes, I do remember we need to equip... Thankfully, you could do this in battle and not waste a turn. We can re-equip the Captain's Hat, so that's really nice. I'm so glad they allow you to do that. We're going to use a Prophecy here, of course.
In dire
We
need,
call forth
the power
of the ancients.
to battle our foe.
Alright, so yeah, didn't quite take out the Death Hound. I figured that might be how it goes, but the music's changed already, and we did quite a bit of damage to both of them. The Death Hound should go down. I don't know, maybe with a Cutlass Fury, but it might need a little bit more. Either way, that's what we're... well... because we can't put up both Delta Shield and Justice Shield if we do that. Okay, yeah, we'll just wait, I guess. We can focus. Actually, I might just do a regular attack, because that does quite a bit of damage, too. We'll use Delta Shield, we'll focus, and we'll use Justice Shield. The next turn, hopefully, we can take out the Death Hound. I just like having both of these up. I know it's kind of defensive and uses up a lot of SP, but it's really, really nice in assuring that you don't die. Especially from this. This would have been bad if we weren't guarding. So we may have to use a Sacrum or something here. A Sacrum Crystal, that is. Oh, and he missed. Oh, well. It was worth the shot, though, anyway. Alright, so let's Cutlass Fury this guy, again with the, no, not the Lambda Burst, the Delta Shield, the Focus. Actually, with her, I think we're going to use a Sacrum Crystal here, just to make sure everyone's good. And we'll use a Justice Shield here. Because if she uses her, I think she still can use Tempest Dance as well. If she uses that on somebody like Fina, she'll probably go down. Okay, Wevelum, so nothing on this turn. But it's good to make sure you're still topped out on health. Oh, okay, that's kind of annoying, but it's not too big of a deal. It's just going to make it take a little bit longer. I mean, Pirate's Wrath is going to be doing so much damage that it won't really matter too much. Alright, yeah, that took it down. I figured that probably would.
Let's try this.
There we go. We all got a 1,000 HP boost there, which is good. Don't quite have enough for a Pirate's Wrath yet. I'll probably just do... actually, she's blue, so we need to switch over to green or purple. We'll do... again, keep up the Delta Shield. Just she can pretty much wipe out your entire party if you get unlucky. And we'll focus and we use just a shield. Yeah, here's Tempest Dance. See, this would have been bad if we weren't guarding. But it's on Vice, though, so we might have actually survived it. But as you can see, that is a lot of damage, and that's halved, too. So unguarded, man, that would have done like 2,800 damage. That is really, really bad. Just a shield is pretty important, I think. Ooh, critical. Nice. Oh, man, that's so good. That pretty much cancels out that sack race she got earlier. Alright, now it's time for Pirate's Wrath. We have just enough to do it, so awesome. Delta Shield, focus again, and just a shield. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably should have healed Vice, but you know what, whatever, it doesn't really matter. If he goes down, I mean, we'll revive him. It's not that big of a deal. Check that out. 53-15. That does even more than the Prophecy does. So that's insane. Alright, so we'll just do a Delta Shield here. We'll use a Sacrament Crystal on Vice just in case. We'll use a Justice Shield, but this Cutlass Fury should take her down. And we'll have to see. I mean, I guess if she does Tempest Dance on Vice, okay. There's Eternus. That's the reason that we use Delta Shield. Obviously, you don't want to take a chance of your entire party dying at once, so take her down with this Cutlass Fury, and that will finish the battle.
Is it over already?
So that went pretty well, and had the capacity to go worse, but at this point, we've pretty much got the strategy down for her. Father, am I doomed to never win? To never avenge your death? Piastel, tell me. Tell me what happened to you 7 years ago. I want to know. I need to know why you think I killed your family. Very well. Perhaps it will help jog your memory as well. 7 years ago, I was a young girl of 10 years. My father was a soldier in the Valuan Armada. My entire family lived aboard his ship as we sailed the Valuan skies together. One night, I was awakened by a loud explosion and rumbling.
Father? Father!
I rushed to the deck and found nothing but a sea of flames. But I could see through the flames that an air pirate ship was fast approaching. The rest of my family was on the bridge of the ship, but the flames were too strong. I couldn't get through to them. My father used to always tell me that in situations like this, to save myself first. I was so worried about my father and my baby sister, but instead I rushed to the room where we kept the lifeboats. That is where I ran into an air pirate, a red-haired air pirate girl. Wait a second, that was you? Yes, it was I, and for whatever reason, even though you were invading our ship, I found you unarmed. I reacted as the soldier my father had raised me to be. Without a second thought, I drew my knife. I threw it with the intention to kill. But my knife missed its mark. It's because you, Vice, jumped in the way to protect her. And my knife struck your cheek. Yes, that scar on your cheek is from the knife that I threw. And while you were both still disoriented, I made away on a lifeboat and left you to burn on the ship that you destroyed. I later learned that the flagship Ocula did not sink, and that they found my father's corpse. The doctors say that it was not the fire that had killed him, but a sword wound. I also heard that my sister was alive, but I have no idea where she is now. That is when I swore that I would have vengeance on the air pirates that destroyed my life. That is when I became a hunter of air pirates. Now do you understand, Vice? Now do you understand why I hate you so? Piastel, I hate to tell you this, but you got a few things mixed up. We weren't the ones that attacked you. We just happened to be in the area when we saw that your ship was in trouble. We boarded your ship to try and help. How dare you? You think your lies will fool me? I remember that incident too. I remember everything that happened. When we were getting prepared, I just figured it was a rescue mission. I was careless and didn't think I would need my weapons. And because of me, because of my stupidity, Vice got hurt. All because of my carelessness. Aka. Piastel, you gotta believe me. We weren't the ones who attacked your ship. I would never lie about that day, not after what happened to Vice. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I did. Is that all you have to say? Piastel. Vice, I will come for you one last time. And then I will put everything on the line. I will put an end to this cat and mouse game. Understood. Just call me at the Sailors Guild like always. Wow, man, I love that scene. That's such a great scene. With all that backstory and everything and the dialogue. Learn why Vice has that little scar on his cheek and everything. Man, I always loved, that's probably one of my favorite, parts of the side quests in this game. I love that stuff. So, we'll be looking forward to fighting Piastel one last time and hopefully putting this whole thing to rest. Maybe giving her some peace and she'll finally believe us. I'm fairly certain that Vice and Aka, when they were, 10, wouldn't have invaded a ship trying to destroy it, so... Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and heal up real quick. We took some damage, and we might as well just go ahead and rest at the end, fix everything up while we're at it, so let's do that. Alright, so we're back outside and ready to go. Now, our next stop before we hit Crescent Isle, we're going to take care of that side quest that I mentioned, which is going to give us an Abric Cham in the end. Where we're going to go to start this thing is Esperanza, which thankfully is pretty close, so we'll just head south through this little stone reef here. And just go right through it. Nice. Didn't even get hung up at all. That's awesome. And for this, we're basically going to be making our way back and forth between Esperanza and Maramba a lot, if you remember that town. So what we need to do... Wow, I was pretty much heading straight for it. And we need to kind of go around this island here. Alright, and I re-equipped the white map in that battle, so we'd have a few less. Generally, if you have the white map, you can actually make it back and forth between the two towns without a battle, which is really nice to speed this up a lot. Because you're going to have to go back and forth numerous times, but... For now, let's head into Esperanza. It's also a pretty cool place with some nice music. And we're going to follow up on a couple things here. One, of course, we're going to start that side quest. Two, if you remember, before we went through the Dark Rift, Daan said if we make it through to come back. So that's what we're going to follow up on right now. Okay, so let's head into the main town here. And thankfully, both of those objectives are in the tavern, so we can just head straight there. I was kind of hoping this place would liven up a bit after what they saw, but it still seems just as quiet and dull as ever. Alright, so let's head on in, and Daan is of course in his usual spot back here in the corner. Vice, it's you! You actually made it through the Dark Rift? Yep, and I saw everything that was beyond it too. You really know how to rub it in, don't you? You know how much I wanted to see what was on the other side? Daan, it's still not too late. Why don't you come with us? We can sail together. Well, there isn't much I can do other than sail, and I sure haven't done that in a while either. But if it's a sailor you want, it's a sailor you'll get. Let's go, Captain. Nice, and Daan joins our crew as a helmsman. Sweet. Alright, so the place where we're going to start at the side quest is with this lady right here. I heard you guys made it through the Dark Rift. I knew you'd be able to do it. I have confidence in your abilities, so I have a favor to ask of you. I would like you to listen to my story first. Many years ago, I eloped and came here with a sailor that I'd fallen in love with. But he found another woman and ran off with her. Can't believe how foolish I was to trust him. But I've accepted my fate. It's not myself that I'm worried about, it's my mother. I left her behind in Maramba. If you ever have a chance to stop by Maramba, could you visit the cable skewer shop? I want her to forgive her foolish daughter, and I want her to know that not a day has passed that I haven't thought of her. Alright, so obviously that's something we need to follow up on. Like I said, we're going to be going back and forth between Esperanza and Maramba a lot in this quest, and there's actually a couple other things we're going to be doing in the middle of it as well, so for the next little while we're going to be kind of devoted to that. It shouldn't take too long, but there are a couple little things here and there we're going to have to do, so... Alright, but obviously the first stop is we need to just head to Maramba. If you remember, I know it's been a long time since we've been there, but there was actually a cable skewer shop that we stopped by, and there was an old lady inside, so that's actually the one we're looking for. Let's return to the Delphinus. And then we've arrived in Maramba. Now, there's actually a couple things we're going to be doing here, and a couple things that I remembered I wanted to do, but never got to actually check out. Now, we picked up the Sword of Daket, I believe. Again, yep, that's worse. The Ghost Mail, obviously, we're going to keep the Berserker Mail on him. It's worse for Aka, so at this point, that's all pretty much outdated. There are a couple of interesting accessories we picked up, one of which was the Constitution Gem, and as you can see in its description, a miraculous stone that prevents all adverse effects. So you cannot get any status ailments whatsoever, apparently, as far as I know anyway, on the character that has that equipped. We also have the Defensive Aura, which renders the wearer invulnerable to normal attacks, and also improves defense. So, what I think we're going to do here is, since Fina is basically our condition removal person, we're going to give her the Constitution Gem, so we can pretty much ensure that she's not really going to get taken out of commission to be able to heal this stuff. You know, just in case we get another, like, Ixodes Demons type battle. And the Ancient Bracer we've had on Aka for a pretty long time, but we're going to actually replace that with the Defensive Aura. You can see it brings a couple other of her stats down, but she really doesn't attack too much, and the extra defense is nice, and being invulnerable to just regular attacks is also really good, so we're going to put that on her. Alright, and that's pretty much all I wanted to do inside the menu there. Obviously we're going to be continuing the Cable Skewer side quest, but there's one other thing we want to do actually in Maramba while we're here. So we'll probably take care of that first. Alright, whoa. Hey, buddy. Just kind of standing in front of me there when I came in. So we're going to need to go over to the other side of town, and this is where that Suiran blade, or however you want to pronounce it, I still don't know. That's where that blade that we picked up in Yafutoma's was going to actually come in handy. So let's go ahead and take a Dabu. Dancing around there. I love that. That little animation they do when they just stand around. It's so cool. Right, so we're going to have to make our way across the apparently hot sands. These are so hot we can't walk on them, but everything else we can, apparently. So let's make our way across. Now, the building we're heading for is the one over to the right there, not the tavern, basically. So let's park our Dabu here. Alright, so now, once we head into this building, I don't know if we've been in here yet. We might have stopped by the very first time we came through. But we're going to talk to this lady here. This is Khalifa. Welcome. You, I've seen your face in my dreams. It was a dream in which someone holding a Suiran blade beckons me into the sky. A Suiran blade? I've got one right here. What? Then perhaps it was you who came to me in my dreams. It appears that the Red Moon has decided my fate. I cannot go against the will of the moon. I am henceforth at your service. I am Khalifa, seer of the Red Moon. I am the most renowned fortune teller in all of Nasser. There is no future that I cannot see. Alright, then Khalifa joins our crew as a merchant. We don't really have a fortune teller position, so I guess that's what she's going to take on next, since she kind of ran a business here. So there we go, that's how we get Khalifa. Like, obviously you need that blade in order to recruit her, so there we go. And of course, once you've recruited her, you can sell that. But I believe we're still actually using it right now, so we'll pass on that opportunity. Alright, so that's pretty much all there was left to take care of in Maramba, aside from the side quest we're on, so that's probably what we're going to be doing for a while here. Let's make our way back into the other part of town. And hop off the Dabu. It's kind of annoying how long all this takes. Like, I don't even know, for one, why you really need to ride that thing. But if you want to make it so you can access, like, these rooftops here, fine. But let us just get off and on wherever we want, you know? It just takes up so much time. Alright, so the building we're looking for, I believe, is, no, that's the items shop, I think. Actually, it might be this one. We'll see. I feel like it's this one, but I could be wrong. Okay, yeah, I am wrong. Yeah, there's that crazy guy who hits his head on the desk when you talk to him. Alright, so it might be actually this one right here. Yeah, this feels right. Cool, yeah, this is definitely it. I remember you. You were that sailor that came in here a little while ago. What is your wish? What? My daughter? She's still alive? Well, good for her. Not that it means anything to me anymore. She does not expect me to forgive her and take her back now, does she? She's a stupid girl. She's my daughter no more. Leave my shop. Well, alright, jeez. You know, I don't have to be so mean about it, man. Obviously, there's a lot of reconciling that needs to be done here, and again, that's the main focus of our quest, so it should be fun. So obviously, now that we've talked to her mother, the next step is to once again head back to Esperanza and talk to the Tavern Keep, and report to her that her mother is being old and grumpy, basically. So that's what we're going to do. But I think we're going to just go ahead and take care of that in the next part. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.